As the owner of the K Grant Group, I just wanted to personally congratulate you on the purchase of your new home. And to help ensure that this process goes seamlessly for you, I've asked John with Checklist Inspections to join me today to go over next steps in the process for you. So John, thanks for coming in today.
No problem at all. So when purchasing that new home, you really have that inspected is to make a good investment a great investment. It's to help find where we come in as a third-party set of eyes to make sure that other things weren't errors. In most cases, it wasn't problems that we find. It isn't negligence. It's just there's millions of parts in the house, and you can't do a million of anything without some errors coming through.
So let me ask you this, John, because I've helped dozens of people buy new homes. And the builder, every time, the first words out of their mouth to the buyer, to myself is, why do you need an inspection? It's a brand new, it had to pass the city for permitting.
Right.
Why do you need a third party to come in? Do you mind kind of talking through when do you recommend coming in first? And then after that, I'd like to hear some stories about the type of things that you see so our clients can see firsthand why it is so important to protect themselves when buying a new home, one of the biggest investments they've ever done.
Yeah.
So let's start with, when do you recommend coming in?
There's three really, really important times to come in. One is what we call pre-drywall.
Okay.
And that is when all the framing of the home is in, a lot of the rough electrical is in,
Okay.
and the rough plumbing, so we can actually see in the walls. It is the only time we can see between the layers of drywall what the structure is.
And that's huge, right? Because you buy a resale home, you will never see what's in that structure. You are crossing your fingers that
That it
things
was
were
done
done
right.
correctly.
That is correct.
And because you made the smart decision to buy a new home, this guy's gonna be able to help you and his team ensure it's truly a great investment, and everything happening behind those walls
Right.
is done to code and is done correctly. So that's inspection number one we're gonna recommend that you get done. When do you recommend you come out for the second inspection in the new build process?
Really close to closing.
Okay,
Okay, so there's going to be that time you have a final walk through the builder. It's sort of the last little punch list time. It's usually when people are there with the builder, it's to make sure the color of the countertop they ordered is the color they're getting. It's to make sure the little paint touch-ups. Well, we're coming in to really test out all your mechanical systems, your electrical systems, the plumbing system. We're there really doing a really hard gut check on it.
okay. And during that time, do you recommend things like a sewer scope as well? Or what are your thoughts on that?
We actually do recommend a sewer scope at that time. There are a lot of, I guess the best way to describe it, there's things that can happen during construction.
Yeah.
So we have shared photos out where there's concrete in the lines, where water would still flow if you just ran the sink. You know, you aren't living in the house, nothing solid's going through, you just run the sink, it's fine. But you actually have half the size of your sewer line because some concrete or grout got inside of it.
That is the last thing I want in my brand new sewer line, that's for sure.
Yeah, we have seen where the sewer line's under the driveway. And
Okay.
so when they paved the driveway and large trucks came, giant bows in the lines or breakage in the lines have happened. So that is a great time. You haven't moved in.
And the good news is for you guys, when John and his team catch that stuff before you close, the builder is going to fix it for you. So when you move in, this stuff's already done. You don't have the headache of it. You don't have the cost of it. You can just move in and start enjoying your new home day
Exactly.
one. Now, we've gone through the two inspections that we're gonna recommend you get prior to closing, but there's actually a third inspection I'd like John to touch on that I highly, highly recommend that you get. So can you tell us a little bit about the third inspection?
Yeah, definitely. And the third one is, they call the 11-month warranty inspection.
Okay.
So when you have a home, the builder, just like a new car, your first 36,000 miles, it's really bumper to bumper. And except for dirty handprints on the wall, or your kids may be too rough with a baseball in the house, I've had that one myself. Other than that, the builder's responsible for things that happen to the home. And that includes little hairline cracks, as an example. And so you want a really thorough check through after the home's been lived in.
Some of that settling happens
That's
and some
exactly
of
it.
that.
One thing we have found is air conditioned units with really, really tiny leaks, ones you couldn't see over a course of months. So your air is still cooling, but 11 months or so living in the home, 10 months in the home, all of a sudden it's no longer cooling as well. And you'll only find that out over a long period of time. So you live there for a while. We come in and be able to check out the home and see some of these type of problems.
That's amazing. So again, we want to congratulate you on the purchase of your new home. Reach out to your agent. They're going to be able to help you arrange that pre-drywall inspection, your inspection right before closing. And then, because you're working with the K Grant Group, we're going to follow up with you on month 10 to 10 and a half of you living in your new home as a reminder that it's time to schedule that 11-month checkup to make sure anything that's happened with your home while under warranty gets addressed. So again, congratulations, and we look forward to helping making this a nice, smooth, successful transaction for you.